YouTube? It is your girl, Miss Keisha Nicole, and welcome back to my channel. First off, I want to apologize to you because it has been so long since I have recorded anything, posted anything. I'm bad. That's all I can say is I'm bad. But I mean, some of you are in nursing school, some of you are getting ready to attend nursing school, some of you are in school for other things, and some of you are just people who have busy lives, and I too have a busy life as well as being in nursing school. It's not necessarily a excuse. Like, I could do so much better with recording, but this term really kind of just threw me for a loop. um it was not an easy term at all, and you guys haven't seen me since week 4. Last week was week 11. It was my final week. We took finals. And right now, I'm just on like a spring break. And I said, you know what? I need to update YouTube on what happened this term, what's happening with me in life, just everything. So here I am to update you guys on what has been going on with your girl, Miss Keisha Nicole. Where to begin? We're gonna begin with the coronavirus. Wow. Who. I can't even get it out. Who would ever thought that something like this would happen in our lifetime? I I never, ever expected anything like this. Currently my state, I'm in Ohio. Currently my state is in a stay-at-home order. Although today I had to run to the post office because I needed to mail some things out, and it was a hell of a lot of people out for us to be on a stay-at-home order. I mean, we're allowed to go out if it's like necessities and essentials, but it was a lot of people. Like, I was thinking, like, man, all of y'all ain't at work, and all of y'all ain't out here because you hungry and you need to run to Kroger's or Walmart to get groceries. So I don't know how this stay at home thing is working, but it just doesn't seem like it's being followed. That's my take on that. But we just gotta do what we gotta do. Um, I'm gonna go back to some Corona stuff in a minute, but let me talk about school because I know most of you are here to hear about nursing school and this particular term. So, if you guys recall, this term I took fundamentals of nursing, and I took anatomy and physiology too. Um, and neither of those classes was easy. Both of those classes really, they really, you have to study. You have to make sure you know what you're doing. In A&P, I ended with like a 84.15, which is a C. I wanted to be, but your girl worked 2 jobs, and I kind of like put my all into fundamentals because fundamentals was not easy. I had moments where I did not study fundamentals, like whatever I didn't study like I should have. And those tests that I did not study for, well, I'm not gonna say those tests. That particular test that I did not study for, I did not do well on. For the most part, I maintained a B average on my tests in fundamentals. I think I got a 100 on one quiz. But other than that, it was like a 85s, 87s, 88s. I think I got an 83 on one or two. And then on my final, I got a 79 point something, like almost a 80. And I'll tell y'all why I got that 79 towards the end of this. But I'm just going to talk about fundamentals. A&P, I'm not going to do too much talking about it because most people, unless you are in a for-profit school like myself, most of you have taken A&P before you even get into your nursing courses. But because I go to a for-profit and my prereqs are built into my program, which I've talked about that many, many times, I had to take A&P. I took A&P 1 and 2 during the course of my time at my school. But I really just want to focus kind of on, if I'm going to talk about school right now, I want to focus on fundamentals. You guys, if you don't take anything away from anything I've ever said in any of my videos in regards to nursing classes, if you are going to be starting your first term when school starts back up, if you are going to be just going into your nursing courses, if you have not taken fundamentals or you have not taken, I guess some schools call it foundations or whatever, your basic nurse course, please, please, please get familiar with NCLEX style questions. Now, with that being said, I don't know how things are running now that we are like on the corona thing and most schools are closed and are having classes on ground. Mostly everything is going to be online. But I'm pretty certain that most tests will still be ran the same way they are, where you have many select all of the apply questions and NCLEX style questions. That was like the hardest thing for most of us to grasp. My class, me, everyone, we struggle with NCLEX style questions. And I just want people to like understand that you have to get familiar with those. The only way you're going to be able to pass your basic nursing class coming in and your nursing classes afterwards is if you understand NCLEX style questions. They are not easy. They are not. It is a lot of critical thinking because in school you learn something and then the test is basically like almost a question definition, like it's almost a question and definition, whereas intellect style questions aren't that way. You learn something and then the question is very scenario based, asking you a scenario and you're like, well, wait a minute, I gotta apply what you just told me to this question. I noticed that me and a lot of my classmates, as time moved on, we got better at our quizzes and tests because we had kind of got used to intellect style questions. So I always tell people now, like when I was running into people who were coming into the program, who were going to start their fundamentals of nursing this coming term when we come back off of our little 2 week spring break, get familiar with and collect style questions. You just have to get familiar with them because if you don't, you are going to struggle. And they're not going to change the way the tests are taken. I mean, a lot of my classmates complained. They thought that, like our teacher was the one who was the reason why our tests were made this way. And I'm like, no, I'm in several Facebook groups. I'm follow different people on YouTube, and they all talk about intellect style questions. So I know these are intellect style questions. So my advice to anybody who's getting ready to start their program, if you have the money, the resources to get you an NCLEX prep book, just so you can start going through and looking at the different NCLEX style questions, it'll be the best thing for you. I absolutely will be the best thing for you. Other than that, like I said, I got a B in fundamentals and I got a C in A&P, and in both of those classes, I had a lab with both classes, did well in both my labs, and then with my fundamentals, we had clinicals. I enjoyed my clinical experience. Like, I loved the clinicals. That was like the highlight of it all. Even though we didn't really get to do much, we basically did like CNA or STNA, PCA work, but I enjoyed it. I can't wait until next term. Hopefully that we get to go to clinicals because with the coronavirus going around, who knows? Like these programs are trying to figure out something, and they weren't expecting this, just like we weren't expecting this. Most of these schools don't have protocol for this because something like this has never happened in their lifetime, so they don't know. So it's kind of like I don't even know if we're going to clinicals. I hope we are because I really enjoy clinicals. Like when I say that, I loved clinicals. So yeah, I'm supposed to start my next term on April the 6th. I am taking pharmacology with a pharmacology lab, so lab and lecture. I am taking med surge with lab lecture and a clinical. And then I have English comp because again, remember I go to a for profit and my prereqs are built into my program. My English was online originally, so that's no different than anything my school is talking about now. So right now they're trying to figure out how we are going to do this without us having to stop our program and push back our graduation date. So they're talking about us having our classes online. Now, with that, I don't know, and they don't honestly know how they're going to do lab and clinical, but so far, they know that lecture could potentially be online if we are still going to be on lockdown and the coronavirus has everybody hostage the way it does. But I'm just hopeful that things work out and hopefully we can get rid of this virus and people can get back to their normal everyday lives. So yeah, your girl will be in pharmacology and med surg 1 and English comp 1. We start classes back up in April. Now, on to another update about me since I have not updated you guys. So you guys know that I'm a bus driver. I started out as Miss Bus Driver Lady. Y'all remember that. I'm not a bus driver anymore. I'm not Miss Bus Driver Lady. No, I decided to go full fledged into making medical my thing. Uh, I got hired on at one of our major hospitals around the beginning of the month. Yeah, around the beginning of March. Um, yeah. No, I take that back. The process started in September. Around the beginning of March is when everything like kind of fell into place, and I went to my like my orientation and my onboarding, and they really worked with me on that because it was like my last couple of weeks of school, and I'm like, no, I can't do it that day. So they were really great about what days and letting me come in and everything. I did miss I missed my anatomy class the second to the last week of school, which I know that played a part in me not getting to be in that class. If I had a went to school that week, I probably would have walked away to B with a B because I missed some points that would have pushed me to a B. But it is what it is because I mean education is first and foremost, but I need a job. You guys know that. I was still at the bus company, but once I got hired on at the hospital, and at the hospital, I am a safety companion. I'm not going to go too much into what I do as regards to that right now. Just know that I'm a safety companion, and I mainly work in the tele center with the telemetry people, and then we have tele sitters, which I'm a tele sitter, and basically we use the cameras at my hospital. If you have any questions about that, put it in the comments, and I will address that on a later date in another video or even in the comments. But right now, I kind of just want to get you guys up to speed on everything that's going on with me without making this video like hella long. So anyway, I got hired on at the hospital. I'm this weekend when I work, I'll be by myself finally. I'll no longer be with my preceptor. No longer in orientation. I'll just be by myself doing my telesitting. But yeah, I got hired on at the hospital. I'm PRN. I'm still part time at the urgent care, but I'm not working this week. And I'm just not working this week because I'm tired. Your girl is tired. It's just, I worked two jobs this whole time that we've been in this term. School just wore me out. And this week I just kind of was like, you know what? I'm only going to work one job. I'm not going to work two. So there you go. With that being said, I got hired on at another hospital. So we have a couple of major hospitals in my area. I'm not going to tell you which hospitals that I got hired on at. If you're from Cincinnati, then you know what hospitals we have in our area. You know the hospital systems. So the hospital that I'm a telesitter at is not far from my home, and I love that. It's PRN. The second hospital system that I got hired on as a student nurse and a PCA. So a student nurse slash PCA is what I'm hired on at the second hospital system. I go next Monday for my orientation, but that's all kind of crazy. Like we're only doing a couple of minutes of orientation. We taking our IDs and so we taking all of our I-9 stuff. You know, your ID, your social security card, and then I get to come home, and then I get to do all my orientation online because they don't want us all in the building because we are doing the social distancing. So to keep from spreading the coronavirus, we're not going to stay there the whole time. I'll get to come home and do it all. And then after that, I really don't know how my training is going to go. I talk to the educator. Like she emailed me, and I emailed her back, and I explained to her my situation because she wanted to know like what days work well for me and this that, and the third. And I'm like, well, I'm a full-time nursing student. My classes start back up on the 6th. I really don't know how they're going. I don't know if we're really going to be online, if we're going to be in the building. I really don't know. But these are the days that I have available because I go to school 3 days a week. So we will see. Hopefully I will get to update you guys about that my next video and tell you everything that came along with me trying to be a student nurse. And just like I said about the telesitting or my safety companion position, you can ask me questions about student nurse because hopefully by the time I make another video, at least I'll have some information on exactly what I'm able to do and what I'm doing. But other than that, I don't have anything else to try to lay on you guys. I just wanted to come to you guys with, a video about what's going on with me because I have not made one in a really long time. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm doing well. Your girl is doing great. She passed her third term, going into my fourth. Pharmacology, med-surg 1, English comp. I'm not crying about my bills right now, and that's just based on the fact that I did the right thing with my taxes, and I paid my rent and my car insurance up for a couple of months just to give me some relief, so that I wouldn't be stressed out and I wouldn't have to try to work as hard as that I had been working. And I did that also because I knew that I was starting new positions, but also I did it because I'm going into med surge. I just didn't want to be stressed out going into med surge. So that's basically what's been going on with me. If you guys want to keep up with me and want to ask questions, leave comments at the bottom. Ask questions about anything that I've talked about. And if you want to keep up with me and know when I release a video, please, subscribe. Just subscribe to your girl, cause I like subscribers. Even though I don't have that many, I would appreciate some more. But that's it. Your girl likes subscribers. So just like, comment, and subscribe. And again, thank you for coming to my channel, listening to my story, listening to me tell you all my business. I appreciate you guys so much. And until next time, y'all keep safe out there and practice social distancing.